Education is often seen as a foundation for success, a means to teach children how to read, write, and solve mathematical equations. While these skills are undeniably important, they represent only a fraction of what education should encompass. At its core, education should be about identity, teaching our children who they are and where they come from. Without this foundational understanding, our children may struggle to define their goals and navigate their futures. Alex Haley, the renowned author of Roots, raised a profound question: who am I? This question is crucial for personal development and understanding one's place in the world. When Haley sought answers from his family, he received a variety of responses. Some identified themselves as Negro, others as colored, Black, Afro-American, African, or simply American. This diversity of answers reflects a broader issue within the African American community, and indeed, among many communities worldwide, a lack of a unified understanding of identity. This confusion is not merely semantic, it has real implications for how individuals perceive themselves and their potential. It's clear that if children do not know who they are, they will struggle to understand what they can achieve. The journey of self-discovery is essential. It is through this journey that they can set meaningful goals and pursue them with purpose. To illustrate this point, we can look at how national identities are formed. For instance, Germans identify themselves based on the land they inhabit, Germany. Similarly, the Chinese identify themselves with China. But what about those who identify with terms that have no geographical anchor? Where is Negroland, Colorland, or Blackland? While Africa and America can be found on the map, terms like Negro or Afro-American do not represent distinct places. Instead, they reflect a complex history of struggle, identity, and resilience. Many children's perceptions of Africa are skewed by media depictions such as the exaggerated portrayal of Tarzan, while America is often romanticized as the land of opportunity, represented by red, white, and blue imagery. These narratives are constructed. They are someone's story, often leaving out the rich and nuanced history of African people and their contributions to civilization. Education must include a more accurate representation of history. It is essential to acknowledge that Egypt, often mistakenly associated with the Middle East, is indeed part of Africa. The Egyptians built the pyramids and developed one of the earliest forms of writing hieroglyphics. This historical context is vital for understanding the achievements of African peoples and their rightful place in world history. However, the challenge lies in how we approach this education. Often, discussions about African American history begin in 1619 with the arrival of enslaved Africans in America. This starting point can lead to a narrative that focuses solely on suffering and oppression, potentially trapping students in a cycle of despair and limiting their vision for the future. Instead, we must begin with the greatness of African civilizations, such as those that built the pyramids, to inspire a sense of pride and possibility. The law of starting points is clear. Where you begin will influence where you end up. If students are taught to view their history solely through the lens of slavery and oppression, they may struggle to envision themselves as anything beyond that narrative. On the other hand, if we start with the accomplishments of their ancestors, students can aspire to achieve greatness themselves. Black History Month, while a step in the right direction, is insufficient for conveying the vast and rich history of African Americans. 4 million years of history cannot be distilled into a mere 28 days. It is crucial to connect the past with the present and future, discussing not only significant names and dates, but also the lessons we can learn from our history. Understanding mistakes is just as important as celebrating achievements. By learning from the past, we can avoid repeating it. Educators and parents must work together to provide children with a comprehensive understanding of their history. This involves not only teaching about historical events, but also fostering critical thinking and personal connections to that history. Students should be encouraged to ask questions and seek answers about their identities, their heritage, and their place in the world. Education must be more than just reading, writing, and arithmetic. It should be a holistic approach that incorporates identity, history, and self-discovery. By teaching our children who they are, we empower them to navigate their lives with confidence and purpose. Understanding their history provides the framework for setting goals, overcoming obstacles, and ultimately achieving greatness. Let us not forget that history is not just a series of events, it is a story that continues to shape our lives today. By fostering an understanding of identity and history, we can inspire future generations to write their own stories of resilience, achievement, and hope.